Hello, I'm Ruth Reichl, food writer and former editor-in-chief of Gourmet Magazine, and I am delighted to tell you about the winners of NRDC's 2013 Growing Green Awards. Recognizing leadership in sustainability and innovation, this year we travel from California to Missouri to Pennsylvania to meet 4 food heroes who have shown us how to meet myriad challenges and break down the barriers that stand in the way of getting healthy, sustainable food to all of America's tables. After farmer and entrepreneur Larry Jacobs was accidentally poisoned by agricultural pesticides, he dedicated his career to proving that great produce can be grown without toxic chemicals. Today, Jacobs Farm is the nation's largest producer of fresh-cut organic herbs. Larry continues to lead in the area of non-toxic pest control, setting a legal precedent to protect organic crops from contamination by drifting pesticides. But his business leadership did not stop there. Jacobs Del Cabo Cooperative was conceived when he and his wife went to Mexico and witnessed the hardships of subsistence-level farmers. Now, in partnership with Baja growers, Del Cabo includes 500 family farmers, each producing healthy, organic food that in turn provides a sustainable economy for their families and communities.
I'm Larry Jacobs. Welcome to Jacobs Farm Del Cabo. We're in Pescadero, California. We at Jacobs Farm Del Cabo believe in finding ways to balance nature and using other insects and other organisms of nature to help us control those insects that damage our crops. I think it's important that food be grown and produced in a way that's healthy, as well as producing something that's healthy to eat. There's no reason why we have to grow food where it's not safe for a child or an infant to go into the place where food's being grown. It began to develop replacement strategies for soil fumigants. Mustard plants have developed some interesting defenses, and those are glucosinolates within the plants. That's the hot stuff when you eat mustard. We began developing products out of those to reduce soil disease problems. We're just beginning to understand how systems work in nature, and bringing that into farming to grow food is what we're going to see more and more of in the future. Winning this NRDC award is important to us because it gives us an opportunity to tell our story, to share with the rest of the world the importance of food that's being grown without lots of toxic chemicals, and that this can be done in a way that's economically viable, as well as a way that produces food that tastes good.
The economic chasm between farm worker and landowner is typically vast. For farmers without land or access to capital, the dream of prospering can seem out of reach. Prescribing what it takes to bridge that gap can be difficult. But in one case involving dozens of Southern California and Central Valley farmers, it can be summed up in a single word: Tesso. This food justice leader inspired his community members to rise from a bulldozed community garden in LA, transforming a deficit into a thriving organic cooperative. It not only provides beautiful organic food, but also training, market access, profit sharing, and overall financial viability to a growing number of farm workers and aspiring urban farmers.
My name is Tesso Somok. People call me Tezo for short. We are in the South Central Farmers land up here in Buttonwillow, California. The South Central Farmers has its birth in the post-uprising of 1992 in LA after the Rodney King situation. It was a large piece of land, a total of 14 acres. People in the community started coming together and putting this garden together. The garden naturally came out of the necessities of people living in poverty, having limited alternatives to finding healthy food. And then in 2003, when the community was given notice that the land was going to be sold, some of us were kind of a little bit of outrage, and that was the birth of the South Central Farmers Health and Education Fund. We lost the 14 acres, but as a series of consequences, then we ended up with this 85-acre farm, which now is 5 times larger than what we originally had. Our thinking is that, well, if you're producing the product, then you should get as much of it as the labor that you put in. A lot of the farmers that pick the products during the day are the people that go to the food banks to get food. The people working in these fields are starving. That's the internal contradiction of the Central Valley here, that we are the heartland of agriculture for the world, but not for the people here. Winning the Growing Green Award from the NRDC, it's a way for us to get the kind of visibility that we desire for this project. We want this to help people see what the possibilities that exist in other communities and really to rally other folks to let's do more of this.
Did you know that 80% of all antibiotics sold in the United States are used in livestock production, typically to make animals grow faster and compensate for crowded, unsanitary living conditions? This widespread misuse of antibiotics in food production has led to antibiotic-resistant superbugs, which put people's health at risk. Russ Kramer has a long history of helping empower farmers and promoting sustainable food production, but the specific problem of antibiotic resistance wasn't at the front of his mind until one of these superbugs nearly killed him.
What happened in the spring of 1989 is basically I got gored by a boar. His tusk caught my knee. And didn't think much of it, just kind of went on about my business and didn't even see a doctor. And about 3 weeks later, my leg basically swollen twice its size. I sought medical treatment. The doctor basically told me, hey, it's a strep infection, can easily be cured by, here's a shot of penicillin. That didn't faze it, so I went on and on. For 3 weeks, going through 6 different antibiotics. Nothing fazed it. So I sat down with my doctor and I said, I believe that I got what my pigs got. We concluded that I had contracted this superbug from my pigs, that I actually had created that superbug. I was placed in the hospital and given an IV of the same antibiotic that I was treating my pigs with. Within a couple of days, I was cured. I really had an awakening. First thing was I was remorseful that I had created this problem and that I was circulating it into the food system. The solution was to go to a whole different style of pork production. I went on to a new farm, a more sustainable outdoor system. I said I'm not going to feed antibiotics. In the first year it happened, my pigs thrived, and then I looked at my bottom line and people asked me, why did you do this? I said, well, number one, it was the right thing to do. Number two is I found that after a year's time I saved $16,000 on my vet bill and in my antibiotic bill. And so I kicked the habit, and that was 1989. I can tell you that. My hogs have been drug-free since, and I'm very proud of that. It's not just the pigs whose lifestyle has changed, it's mine for the better. We as sustainable farmers passionately believe that how we grow things and raise things affects the well-being of our consumers that eat them. It makes me really content knowing that we have a product that not only is delicious, but is healthy for our consumer as well.
According to the USDA, more than 23 million Americans live in communities without ready access to grocery stores and fresh produce. While policymakers and activists struggle to encourage big chains to expand into these underserved areas, a young food leader in Pennsylvania is showing us that we can make healthy food available now in a place already long established in these communities, the neighborhood corner store.
Our Healthy Corner Store initiative has developed a model for creating small and gradual changes with the corner store owners. Many residents depend on corner stores for their daily food purchases, especially in communities that don't have access to supermarkets. So our model really focuses on changing the food landscape in these low-income communities and making sure they have equal access to healthy foods. We start very basic, where we're asking them just to get started with selling 4 new healthy products. We have a menu that outlines the types of products that they can introduce, and then we provide them with marketing materials to make customers aware of those new healthy offerings. At the highest level, we provide owners with shelving and refrigeration and really make sure that it's going to be a successful business model for them. So all of that support has really led to a successful model that has been able to move stores along and get many of them to make healthy changes and really reporting back that it's been successful and customers are purchasing the products. 10 years ago, no one was really doing healthy corner store work. And we started with just 1 store. Then after a couple years, we had 11 stores. And then in 2010, we were able to expand our program citywide to now having over 650 stores in Philadelphia. The NRDC Growing Green Award will really help to bring awareness to the Healthy Corner Store initiative by getting the word out there, letting people see this model, letting them know that it really works, and trying to look at corner stores as as allies and partners in creating more vibrant, healthy communities.
Congratulations to all of the winners of our 5th annual Growing Green Awards. Your commitment to providing healthy food, best practices, and new ideas honors the work that we do at the Natural Resources Defense Council.